That's the fucking issue with whenever I do freak show shit, I'm my right arm's my main arm. So like if I'm eating fire, fucking it's just a cartoon character on my fucking bicep. It's so not cool.
Use your other hand.
I'm right-handed. I'm eating fire, so I need to use my dominant hand.
Learn how to do it differently.
I know I need to. Because this is my cool arm.
What's wrong with a cartoon character?
It's just not as cool as a fucking bat.
Yeah, but you're a cartoon character.
I'm not Totoro.
It's still cool, though.
It's fine.
It's a tattoo.
Yeah, but like comparatively, it's not as cool.
I don't think people are looking at your arm. They're looking at the fire.
That's a fucking comment I get a lot. It's Totoro.
Well,
yeah,
it's a fan base. You can get new fans. You can hashtag it Totoro. Totoro. Konnichiwa. I mean, that's probably racist.
I don't think so. You said just
hello.
A Japanese word, yeah.
I think konnichiwa is hello and goodbye.
Is it like aloha?
I think so. Konnichiwa. Welcome back to the Moist Monday podcast.
Happy Moist Monday,
Happy
brother.
Moist Monday. Whoa, listen to that cheers. That was a good cheers.
I think this is Crystal.
Whoa. Real life Crystal, brought to you by Crystal Light. I don't know. They probably don't make Crystal, but they should. Dude, happy launch day.
Happy launch day.
Which is crazy because by the time you're listening to this episode, you're like, man,
at least a month later.
That's old news. They've been around for a while. They're top of the charts. But today we're launching, we're recording. It feels good, dude.
Yeah, we released 2 podcasts on the first day. It would have been 3, but you had
let's
you had some issues with the recording.
I didn't have issues with it. Okay, well, I was
issues with editing.
Alicia had a bunch of issues editing it, and she was talking to me about it, and I was like, we should probably cut it. So let's actually that would be kind of fun since this is launch day. Do you remember like the day that we started filming or started recording this whole podcast?
That's the funny part.
Dude, it was literally like about a month ago.
Yeah.
The first day we started recording was Valentine's Day.
How romantic.
Do you remember?
No.
Because I remember we recorded for hours.
Yeah.
Like on Valentine's Day, you and me,
2 to 3
and your
hours,
girlfriend was in the other room by herself on Valentine's Day.
We celebrated. So the thing about Valentine's Day is I think it's more fun with your significant other to celebrate the day after because candy is half off.
Oh, and then you just, cover each other in candy naked or something?
No, it's just you can have twice the amount of candy for the same price.
Anyone can do that. Anyone can go to the store the day after and do that.
Yeah, but how much Valentine's Day shit did you buy?
Nothing.
Exactly. I had to buy some. And by the way, she bought none.
Well, that's because she was really mad at you because we recorded the podcast.
Yeah, I spent 3 hours with you on Valentine's Day.
Yeah, but let's go back to the fun part of the day and not the depressing part that Jacob has spent more time with me on Valentine's Day. But what's funny about that day is we weren't actually planning on starting.
Right.
You had got all the podcast gear and we were like messing around with like the recorder and we were like, hey, let's just sit down. Let's mess around. And we'll figure out how to do this flow.
Treat it like an episode 0.
And then we'll come back next week and try again and actually do a real episode.
Right.
But then we like started talking and getting into conversation. The conversation went everywhere.
Right.
But it turned out like really well. And we literally recorded for like 3 hours.
Really well, according to us. Hopefully also the fans with the charts that we were topping.
Yeah, dude. Well, people loved it. People loved it. It was a really good episode. But what's crazy is there was a lot of like piss breaks, drink breaks that I had to cover up with music, editing.
Our recorder died twice at least.
It did die. We didn't know that battery. So now we have it plugged in so it won't die. Yeah. There was a lot of stuff we had to deal with. And we were drinking heavily because we were having fun because it was Valentine's Day.
And it was Moist Monday.
And you got to celebrate. Yeah. Moist Monday. If you ain't drinking, you're stinking. That's a quote from like episode 2, which I think is so funny. But there was a third episode from that day that never got released.
And why is that?
Because we were too drunk.
We were?
Jacob was too drunk. I bet we were on the same level probably.
You just hold it better.
But you just vocally sounded way drunker.
Got sloppy.
And it was like, man, I like the conversation. I thought it was funny at first, but then as I was like working on it, I was like
45 minutes.
yeah,
it gets old.
and then I was like, man, if someone like listens to this, they're gonna be like, what is this?
Right, yeah.
Even though, you know, we're off the charts and people don't care. People listen to us no matter what, dude. They just like our personalities.
So if you really like this podcast, message us and we'll send you the audio.
Yeah, I still have the raw footage of episode 3. We dive deep into the band that I'm in. We talk about music a lot.
No shit.
We talk about a lot of stuff that I don't quite remember because I was drinking.
Okay, yeah, because the thing is, you have a one-up on me on every conversation because you re-listen to it while editing.
Yeah, and you don't listen to it till after it comes out, and then you don't even do that.
No,
Happy launch day.
Yeah, happy launch.
He did listen to it on mute today, so I'll give him that. That's progress. He's learning, but it feels good. It feels good. It feels good. Not only that it's nice out. We started the podcast. What's crazy is like it's launch day. We released episode 1 and 2. This episode we're recording right now is probably 6, 7, 8, or 9. I don't know the exact number, but I'm going to put it 5 to 10. This is episode 5 through 10. I don't quite know. We have a lot in the bag, but it's crazy.
Yeah.
It's fun. Cheers to Moist Monday.
Cheers, brother.
Listen to this. Oh, the crystal sounds so good. But now, speaking of sounding good, I do want to talk about this.
Oh, you got a topic for me?
Yeah, I got to talk, because we kind of mentioned this maybe in like the first 2 episodes.
Okay.
But I don't think we really dove deep into it, and that's concussions.
Okay.
Because I think you have a couple stories, and I have one story of a concussion.
Okay.
There was never an official concussion.
I've never had it tested just because I don't like doctors, but 2 were for sure concussions, and I have a few times where I've hit my head hard enough that I lost part of the day.
Yeah, you got to start, dude, because your list is way longer than mine.
All right. Let's start with a less interesting one.
Okay, so you guys got to listen longer.
Yeah,
Stay tuned.
It'll go uphill. Speaking of uphill, this one happened because I remember I was in gym, and
So how old? Like at school?
yeah, these 3 happened within a couple months, which is really bad.
Yeah, that's not good at all.
Yeah, because this one I know I blacked out from.
You blacked out.
Yeah, because I was in gym.
Yeah.
And we're gonna go play ultimate frisbee as our like gym
Oh, sweet,
day.
yeah.
Yeah. And so I remember I went outside and we had to walk up like a little hill, and I was talking to somebody while walking up the hill, and the top of the hill was a shed that is like where they kept their supplies.
Yep.
And I walked straight up into like the peak of the corner of the shed, and I just like walked up into a corner and then just collapsed and like rolled a few feet down the hill.
I'm laughing so hard because I can picture exactly where that is and what that is.
Yeah, like just like walking uphill and just
Just not looking and just bam.
and then just
And then you just crumpled and rolled down the hill.
and
People were like, what? He just walked into it.
because I was talking to somebody, and then my gym teacher didn't see, and because the thing when you're knocked out, like movies make you think that you're knocked out for like hours, and then if you're knocked out for hours, you don't wake up. Really, you're knocked out for a few seconds or
Yeah.
like upwards of minutes, but this wasn't a serious one. It was just like I hit a button and just collapsed and rolled a little bit.
And then you just woke up at the bottom of the hill.
I mean, yeah. And then I don't remember waking up. I know I did decent in that class that day because I kept playing.
So you just got up and went, well, that was weird.
Yeah.
Let's go play some Ultimate.
Yeah. And God, because I know I had the biggest fucking knot on top of my head. And like people thought it would be funny, like, because they saw me do it. They were like, hey, let me feel it. And it was like a giant fucking ball on top of my
It's
head.
like an egg.
Yeah. And
Yikes,
just like
dude.
center forward head.
Dude,
Like,
that's scary. Because you're walking normal speed just into a not moving object.
and it was like the corner was pointing down while I was walking.
Dude, you're
up.
lucky that didn't like cut open your head.
Yeah, no, because I didn't bleed. I remember that because
That's crazy.
That was
you
my
did-
fear.
That's crazy that you didn't bleed because that was like a sharp corner.
But like, I know I did decent that day in PE. I don't remember the rest of the day though. So
Oh my god,
again, unofficial concussion, but like it
dude,
definitely
yeah, that's definitely something.
it rocked me. Yeah.
You crumbled.
Yeah.
If you get hit in the head and you crumble, that's something.
It's just like press the weird little shut off button
It's just
on
a
top
little
of my head.
shut down, restart.
Yeah.
All right, here we are back in
I'm
the
ready
window.
for PE.
Yeah, the windows lock in the openings. That's all I can picture is that sound. Can you imagine like if humans had that? Like the sound effects
Yeah.
shutting down. And then they die. It would kind of make death more fun.
Or, I mean, it would at least make it official.
Yeah, true. Because sometimes, okay, I do want to come back to concussions. But have you ever been in the room when someone has died? We're getting really serious on this one. Because it is weird. I remember when my grandpa died and I was in the room.
Really? No. Because the only people, like, really close to me, I've had 2 grandparents that died. And I wasn't in the room.
Yeah. I've only been in the room for one person that's died. Because usually I just hear about it.
Sure.
But my grandpa was on hospice.
Okay.
So that's like, he's going to die.
Right, yeah.
And I think it was Easter. It was like Easter Sunday. Because I remember when we went, he like got in hospice like the middle of the night. And we all woke up early and went. And we were all in like his nursing home room.
Did you know him?
Oh, yeah, I was really close with him. He was awesome.
Okay.
I mean, he was older.
How old were you?
This was maybe junior high.
Oh,
maybe,
so you really knew him. Okay.
Yeah, maybe freshman year. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I was old.
Old
Older.
enough.
Yeah, old enough to, because we used to go to his house for family reunions and stuff.
Gotcha.
He was cool. He was really funny. I think that's where I get my humor from, because he would just make really bad jokes.
Gotcha.
And
would he like it if he made a Windows shutdown sound?
yeah. But what's funny is like he would make all these jokes and no one would laugh at him, but then he would laugh so hard, and that's why.
That's what's important.
And that's what made me like. That's funny.
That's common with you, yeah.
But I remember it, so we're laughing. Now we're going to serious death. So we were all in the room, dude, and he was breathing and like kind of talking and like.
What was he dying from?
I mean, he was older,
right?
But he had Alzheimer's and dementia and a lot of
yeah,
old people stuff.
Right.
I don't know exactly what like the cause of death was, but maybe just old. But I remember like we were like all in the room. There's a bunch of us. We were like giving him hugs, and I think one of his daughters was like holding his hand. And we were all in the room, and it like got to a point where it was just quiet, and we could hear him breathing. Like his breathing was heavily.
Was he awake at all?
A little bit. So there was a little bit of talking, but it was very like soft, quiet. Like, he couldn't like fully talk,
but enough you knew he could hear.
Yeah.
Okay.
And but he was just like laying there.
How old do you think he was?
80s, maybe.
Okay.
Maybe 90s. I don't quite know.
Yeah, because like
I'm probably way off. But
80s is all I need to make it to at this point.
Yeah, but I remember like it got to a quiet point in the room. Because we all know what's going to happen. We were all waiting for it. And, like, we could hear him breathing, and then we just heard him go, like... And then it literally just stopped, dude. That was it. Like, I've never experienced anything like that. That's so crazy to think about. Like, you just hear someone breathe, and then they just quit forever.
They rather don't breathe in or don't breathe out ever again.
Yeah. And then you're just in the room with them.
With now a corpse.
With now a dead body. Like, that's...
God.
And then, because it's coming, because it's hospice.
Right.
And then, so you go and you say goodbye, basically, and then you wait for it to happen, and then you leave. Like, that's the weird part, because
does someone official come in before you leave, at least?
Yeah, so, like hospice comes in, because they know it's coming. They let you have the moment, they'll be in the hallway. Right. That'd be a terrible job.
Well, because
do hospice.
You're used to it.
Yeah, but man, I don't know.
Because like that's even like different than like a mortician where you're used to dead bodies, but like as a hospice, you're used to people dying,
and then you got to deal with the families. Oh, you know what I mean? That's like being a doctor and be like, we lost him. You know what I mean? Like that would suck. But it was very weird, dude. Because I'm usually just like, oh, someone called or I saw on the internet that so-and-so died.
Sure.
But like being in the room and like hearing like the last breath and then just silence. That's crazy, dude.
It's so fucking weird.
It is very weird. And it's like, it's kind of surreal, to be honest. Like,
well, yeah, because it's the only thing that's guaranteed and you saw it.
Yeah. Which really puts it into perspective, because usually you hear about it. And then you go and they're already dead.
Right, yeah.
But like actually witnessing it, you're like, but at least you go out kind of painless. I don't know. But if you're that old and have all the... Well, it would suck to have Alzheimer's. And that runs in my family.
Mine too. My grandma had it. Because that was such a weird part when she died. Because she wasn't crazy old. Because my grandpa lived probably close to 10 years after.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Yeah, my great-grandma died like 2 months after. I think of a broken heart.
That's the way to do it. I mean, besides the broken heart part, but like the idea of like...
Yeah, because she like couldn't... It was just crazy.
Right, yeah. But no, so my grandma had Alzheimer's. So, and she was pretty late in it when she died. So that was such a weird moment where it was kind of a like good thing that she died. Like, it was seen as like mercy.
Yeah, I guess I know what you mean, because you get to a point when people get to a certain age where, like, especially with Alzheimer's or dementia, where
it's just pain.
It's just
Existence
pain.
is just painful to see.
But also, like, for them, is it painful because they don't remember?
I don't know.
But like the hard part is like
I've heard
having to say the same stories, or like if you go to visit them and they don't remember who you are, and you got to explain to them, and then it's just awkward, and then but so I get what you're saying. Like when they do pass, it's like, okay, they're finally at peace, and I'm kind of at peace. You know, that I don't have to be like,
it's definitely,
he died. He died.
Like, he wasn't himself up to his death, so that's such a weird fucking
It
thing.
is a weird thing because
my grandma never knew me. Because
did she die when you were super young or?
I bet I was 10, around that.
But she never knew you. Oh, she had Alzheimer's the entire time. Oh,
basically.
okay.
She probably had Alzheimer's for 4 to 5 years.
So somebody probably told her, and then she just forgot.
Well, like, she met me when I was like a baby, and she would have been okay then, but like, she never knew me.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Because by the end of it, I was just an extension of my cousin who lived by her, and
she saw a lot more.
And I would rather give her one more memory with a grandchild she knew than try to be like, no, I'm the one you forgot, because that's fucked.
Yeah, you can't force yourself in, but then also you want to be remembered in the same.
I didn't care,
yeah,
because she never knew me, so I'd rather be like, oh, this is the one. He visits me all the fucking time. He loves me. I would rather be an extension of that than my own thing that she saw a few times a year.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
Yeah, because I have like few memories of her, but like because we didn't live in the same city that my whole family did, we were the others that she forgot first.
That's a tough part, is like when people get to a certain age and they get like in nursing homes and stuff, and that you don't live in the same town.
Yeah.
You like try and plan visits because you know that, oh, they're in a nursing home. You know, they
Right.
probably only got a couple more years. So you're like, hey, we're going to go this weekend to see him. But it's still 1 or 2 times maybe.
Yeah.
Luckily, when my great-grandparents got like sick and in a nursing home, they came to Des Moines.
Really?
Yeah.
To be like, this is where they
This is because this was like the central area
Okay, yeah.
for like a lot of my family.
Yeah, because
They used to live in Clear Lake.
my mom's side is all in Cedar Rapids.
Okay, so that's still in the state, but
Yeah.
it's still 2 hours.
Right. Like, my grandpa on that side I knew pretty well, but like, I was never super close to him. So we were definitely viewed as like kind of the other, and that's how they definitely see us now, because we don't talk to that family anymore, which is just fucking weird.
Why? Political?
No, there's definitely the ideals of politicism that sets them apart from us, but it's just we're different people. They were never great to me, and I'm fine with that, because who they are, I don't love.
Yeah. See, that's the one thing, like, the older I've gotten, the more I've realized, like,
Family doesn't necessarily mean anything.
yeah, just because you're related to someone doesn't mean you have to have a relationship with them. Doesn't mean you have to try it. Like, if you guys just don't get along, or if you don't have a connection,
That's fine.
that's fine. Why force it because you're under the umbrella of family?
Yeah, I don't have a connection with 99 point whatever the fuck % of this planet. I don't care if we're related. Talk to me if you need a kidney. That's it.
Yeah, because we're probably same blood type or whatever.
Yeah, and like, I'll give a kidney to someone I don't know.
And I'll be friendly to you, but like you're living your own life. I'm living my own life. Why do we need to force this?
Or pretend that we're living similar lives.
Yeah, it's like we'll just be better off and have more fun probably if we just both acknowledge, like, hey, I know we're family, but we don't have to be friends.
Yeah.
Like,
Well,
yeah, I get
'cause
what you're saying.
The thing is, we weren't friends. They didn't, from what I could tell, they didn't like me, and that's fine.
But then that's weird because it's like you were forced to hang out a couple times.
A
Probably.
lot in my childhood.
And did you just like dread it?
Yes. It was weird because, like, I know my mom had the biggest issue with the break, obviously, because she was that family. She was one of the children of that family.
Oh, so it's like her sister or brother or something.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
and,
great.
like,
Can you imagine like growing up and then
because I know that was one of the happiest things that, like, my mom got out of her kids is there's no circumstance we stopped talking to each other. There's nothing that could have happened that we just wouldn't simply like each other as much.
yeah, because you guys are really close.
Yeah, and like they're legitimately my friends, which is great. And like the idea of losing that and then like losing every child they've had and not knowing any child I will have.
So that's like the weird part is like
It's a fucking bummer.
that's the perspective part that it's like, man, that does suck because that's like your mom's sister or
Yes.
But then if you guys aren't getting along, like what I said earlier, it's like, why force it? But then, yeah, it's a tough sword.
Well,
I mean, for you, it doesn't really matter.
But also,
It kind of matters.
I saw them not treating my mom great, which adds even more like
yeah, then you
dispisal.
don't want to be around
Well,
them.
because I'm like, fuck you, that's my mom. And no offense, she did better than you.
Yeah, and no offense, she's cooler.
No, like, yeah. Like, legitimately, my mom definitely, like, it's not because she married my dad. She was cooler than them even back then, but, like, her life is better than theirs.
Yeah.
Like, no doubt about it. Her kids are better than theirs, not including me. Like, my other two.
Wow, Jacob's tooting his own horn over there.
No, I'm saying not including me. Like, my siblings are better than anyone in that fucking family.
I love how, so both your sisters are really cool, but I love how different they are.
Right, yeah.
They're opposite ends, I feel
One's a badass mom and one's a badass, not lawyer, but she has a degree in law. And, like, it's like,
and are living two separate lives.
and fucking love each other.
That's
and then,
so cool.
because I'm not even in the middle. I'm something completely
You're
different.
you're on a different spectrum.
Well, like all three of us are, which is so fucking cool. And like my sisters are the only people I'll admit are funnier than me.
That's
like,
crazy because I'm way funnier than you. See there, got him.
Yeah, like no, it's weird how one family can produce three completely different people that my parents, I think, all enjoy. We all know who the favorite is right now.
Oh, does it go through waves of favoritism?
Not since they got a grandchild, which is fucking fair.
I mean, that makes sense
Yeah.
because they're spending all their time with them.
Right, yeah. And also, like, that's the...
I do think...
They raised a mom. That's pretty fucking cool.
Yeah, but I do think... I don't want to give any like details away of your personal life.
Sure.
But I do think growing up, your parents did go through waves of favoritism,
For sure,
especially
yeah.
during that one major event.
Oh, when my one sister had cancer.
Yeah, I didn't want to say it, but
No,
that because you kind of have to.
Well, no, because that was such a weird fucking thing. Because my one sister had cancer. She survived. She's awesome. She's a badass for doing it.
Yeah.
And it didn't make her life better, but it gave her kind of like a plan. Because she at one point did like spokesman talks about having cancer. She went school to school for a while.
Yeah, because dude, surviving that shit's impressive.
But like, I always forget what a badass she is.
Because
Like,
she was in high school when she had it, right?
I think she was 17. Yeah.
Holy fuck!
Because I know we were right on the edge of Make-A-Wish, which was fucking awesome.
Yeah, and you guys were able to do it.
Yeah. So my whole
Dude,
family
isn't
got a
that
free vacation.
Isn't that fucked up that you have to be a kid to do Make-A-Wish?
The idea of 17 versus 18 is weird. Maybe it's 18 versus 19, but like the idea that there's a solid line is fucking weird.
Yeah, because it's like, but I'm still a kid. I live at home.
Right? Yeah, because I couldn't move
And I
out
have
because I have cancer.
Yeah, I have cancer. Can I please go to Disney World?
No,
Please.
because I remember with her Make-A-Wish program, she was, I think she at once like was like, I mean, Disney's the normal and we can do that. And then whoever the person was, she was like, you can go bigger than that, you know?
What?
And then
yeah,
she
because
said,
there's no cap, right?
well, I mean, there's a cap. I don't know what it is. And like, she like said something else and she's like, I mean, sure, but you can include your whole family. And then we went and we got an all expenses paid trip to Australia.
Which is badass for like a week or so.
Yeah. Yeah. I think 7 full days.
Oh my god, dude! I've always wanted to go to Australia.
It was-
Do you remember like
Yes.
a lot of it? Was
Yeah.
it
Because
fucking
I was
cool?
like 14, I think.
Okay, yeah. So you were.
I would have been 13, 14 when she had cancer. Yeah, because we were 2 years apart. So it's 13, 15, and 17.
Yeah.
So I was probably 14 when we went.
Damn, dude.
No, it was fucking great because it was a whole week planned. And we had like one
And all expenses paid, dude. That's crazy.
hotel and like we had one event a day. And it was so funny. One of our events was to go to Outback Steakhouse, not the Outback. And
You went to Outback Steakhouse in Australia?
and there was like
Did they have the blooming onion there?
probably, but it wasn't even close. We had to like travel like over an hour to get to one.
Dude.
But it was like one of our things planned. We were like, fuck
Do you
yeah.
remember? I'm very curious just about this Outback experience because I listen to a fast food podcast.
Yeah.
And they talk about how Outback in America is way different than like Australia itself. And it's like Australian people hate Outback.
I bet because I remember we sat next to a family that we got really close to.
Oh,
like
they were another Make-A-Wish.
they weren't. Well, they just weren't Australian. And the only reason I really remember that is because they had a daughter, and our waiter gave his phone number to her. But like it was like,
Whoa.
yeah, it was just like two families just like fucking around, and like it was just that's basically
So
all I remember.
so that other family was a Make-A-Wish family too, and they
no,
just,
they just weren't Australian. Because Australians probably don't fucking go to Outback Steakhouse.
Oh, you're talking about at the restaurant. There was another family.
Yes.
Okay, I was like, you hung out with another family for a week?
No.
Okay, I was like very confused.
It was just at Outback.
At
I remember.
Outback, and they weren't. That's because they were probably Americans being like, what do we
so-
know here?
Well, yeah,
Let's go to Outback.
The idea is like, oh, this is funny.
It is. You're in fucking Australia, dude. Go to an Australian restaurant. Don't go to fucking Outback.
Because,
But I kind of want to do that.
right, yeah, because
That sounds like a funny thing to do.
going to Australia, food-wise, the only thing I remember is it wasn't great. I remember I went to...
What's like Australia's like staple food? Do they
I-
have like a
No
shrimp on the
idea.
bob?
Oh, yeah, I guess that, which
is-
I think I only got that at Outback Steakhouse.
Which is just grilled shrimp,
Yeah, and I get that at Outback here. No, the only
which
really...
is good no matter what.
The only really food thing I remember is we went to kind of a food courty thing. I don't remember what it was. And I just got like a burger from someplace. But I didn't know what they would put on it. So at the time I like went like no pickle, no onion, whatever.
I mean, you're still picky about that.
Kind of, yeah. But I didn't know that they would put beets on the burger.
What?
Yeah, so I bit into the burger. It was fucking disgusting.
Like a juicy ass beet.
Like as many beets as you put or as tomatoes on a burger.
I've never had a beet, and
They're not good.
on a burger like the purple. Ugh.
Yeah, no, and the issue is like if you bit it and like squeeze the burger, that
Juice sprays.
it stains the patty
Oh
or,
my
or the
God,
bun.
yeah.
So like
It's just purple.
that's the only fucking thing I remember was that they put beets on their burgers and I fucking hated it.
And you're like, God damn it! I should have ordered the onions and tomatoes. Like that would have balanced it out. Dude, that's crazy. I've never left the continent.
Really? Have you left the country?
Yeah, I've been to Canada.
Where at?
I've been to Niagara Falls a few times.
Okay, a few times.
Yeah, Canadian side, which is, dude, Niagara Falls. Have you ever been?
No,
I would love to go back.
I'd
Dude, we
do
need to
that.
go on another trip. We haven't
it's been
10 years,
not 10.
8 years,
I bet
because it was
6 years. I bet.
because it was.
I bet I was 20. We went on a trip when we lived together, Colorado, for a concert.
We went to Colorado.
Didn't we see 21 Pilots in Colorado?
I don't think so. We went to Kansas City to see 21 Pilots, but then we also did a week trip to Red Rock, or not Red Rock, the House on the Hill, or whatever that cool house is.
That's when I was 9.
Yeah, that's
18.
what I'm saying, dude. That
That was
10 years
18,
ago.
yeah.
9 years ago. That was a badass
years
trip. We
ago.
saw Panic! At the Disco, Walk the Moon opened.
Warp
We
Warp Tour
we
that
hit
week?
Warp Tour.
Tough Mudder.
We did a Tough Mudder. Dude, that was a crazy week. 2 concerts, Tough Mudder. And we went to, what is that place called? A House on the Hill? Or
House on the Rock.
House on the
Hill,
Rock,
yeah.
dude. The really trippy place that
'Cause-
there were so much things we didn't even see. 'Cause
Cause-
that's like a 3-day experience, and we had
We
a half a day.
shoved 2 days.
Yeah, we were
'cause
like,
there's
we gotta go.
There's 3 parts in it. Because my fucked up thing is, I don't remember that trip well. Do you remember what happened in the middle of that trip?
Yeah, your dog died,
And my car
and
broke
your car
down.
broke down.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you had, that was all your money.
Yep, because my car broke down while we were on vacation. It cost $800, which is everything I got from my graduation.
Yeah, and you're
Sure.
like, I have no money left.
And then my dog died.
Yeah, which your dog was Harlow.
Yes,
which
who-
was a badass dog.
And
I
it-
remember.
And it
your
was
dog.
like my dog. It wasn't my family's dog. Do you know?
This episode's really about death.
Yeah, no, it's fucked.
Weird.
I don't remember what your first fucking question was, but this isn't good.
Concussions. But dude, keep going.
No, because the way she died, it was when we were prepping for the trip. Do you remember one day, like 1 or 2 days before the trip, we slept in a tent outside my house to
Yeah,
test
because
our
we were
tent.
because we
We were going camping
They
later.
had a huge tent. Yeah,
Yeah.
that huge like military.
Yeah, so there's one day we slept in a tent.
Yeah, in the backyard. Yeah, I remember that.
That was the day she had an accident that led to her death.
What happened? She fell down the stairs or something?
Yes, so she slept at the top of the stairs, which was a normal thing for her.
Yeah, just on that
the landing.
on that landing. Yeah, I remember that.
And in the
she was
middle-
a huge dog, guys.
Yeah, it was,
huge dog.
It was a Mastiff.
Yeah, like up to my hip.
She was like 120, 130 pounds.
Huge,
yeah.
huge dog. I think you would ride her sometimes.
I could when I
Or
was a
loo-
kid.
yeah,
She was
loosely.
always heavier than me when we lived together. Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah. No, she stretched, and because she was so big, she pressed against the wall, pushed herself off the back of the stairs.
And fell down the stairs.
Yeah, and like she was fine that day, and then just got worse that week.
Oh my god, dude,
Yeah.
that sucks. Well, I mean, she was old.
She was like 7, probably.
Oh, so it's not.
No, that's old for a big dog.
Yeah, because big
They only
dogs
lived
don't-
to like 9.
Yeah, but Harlow was awesome. Dude.
Yeah. Like she went full gray before she died.
Man, I always forget about that because I just remember that week as being awesome.
Yeah, no, like the past
and
last two, like
yeah, it was the last 2 days where it was just breakdown.
fucked.
Yeah, dude.
No,
It was.
one day is.
Oh, it
I
happened
remem-
in the same day,
Yeah, because I was fucking crying while my car was getting fixed.
and you were by yourself.
Yeah.
I was not there.
No, because I had to fix my car. Do you remember when you realized my car was broken? I was getting a haircut because we both got haircuts on that trip.
Yeah, I got a terrible haircut.
Because I walked and then you drove my car over, and by the time my car made it over, there was steam coming out of the front.
Yeah, and I was like,
yeah, and then
what's going on with your
my
car?
power steering went out, so I had to get it towed to a local spot.
Yeah, I just remember that walk was so long.
Yeah, and it was fucking hot because it was August.
Yeah.
Because I had just graduated.
Oh
and
my God.
it was
dude.
right before I started college.
That was a crazy trip.
It was fun up until the very end.
I have so many photos from that trip. One of my favorite photos that I have, maybe we'll post it on our Instagram.
Was it the funky urinal?
It's the urinal.
Yeah.
It's the 2-person urinal. I'm glad.
We'll post that.
The urinal is like angled, but you're basically facing each other.
It's a 2-person urinal.
It's a 2-person urinal,
which is insane.
It's such a funny. There's a lot of photos from that trip. I got a really bad haircut. I had like really good hair, and then I was like, hey, I want to go short. And then she went way too short.
Yeah, because she went like an inch above your eyebrows, like almost bowl cut.
And it was like, I like kind of spiked the front, and I went from having like this nice, long, beautiful hair.
Kind of like beachy hair.
Yeah, because it was like bleach blonde.
Yeah, to like awkward or high school kid.
Yeah, and I was like, fuck. Luckily, I had a girlfriend at the time.
Yeah,
so
because
it doesn't matter.
Oh, right, because that's when I had fucking short hair too, because I had the little pomp in the front.
Yeah, you were doing the pompadour for a while.
Which was fine. Not great.
When was that transition? Because you used to have like emo hair.
It was senior to freshman in college.
Oh, you were just trying to get more sophisticated.
I fucking get. I think I was like, I don't want to be emo anymore. And I was like, I want to go punk. And then I did that. And then after freshman year,
it's a nice clean cut look, but
like,
looking back,
why the fuck would I want a clean cut look?
I know looking back, it's like that doesn't fit you at all. But back then you weren't covered in tattoos.
I had a couple.
Yeah, but you weren't covered.
I had 2.
Yeah, you
on my shoulder.
I have
my
fucking
ass.
6 tattoos. Like, you know what I mean? Like
48.
Jesus,
Yeah.
H balls.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like I have 6, and it's like it's not noticeable. People don't.
You don't identify as
as a tattooed person,
which is weird.
Which you definitely do because you have 2 full sleeves,
2
basically.
full sleeves, chest, random
both
leg,
your nipples are tattooed.
They're
Your
blacked
butt's
out.
tattooed.
foot.
Your lip is tattooed, which I
Yeah.
always forget about. I don't know why I remembered it then. Yeah, you're covered.
It's weird because I forget. I know my friends forget too. Because I'll see somebody with a full sleeve and I'll be like, shit, that dude's got a lot. And I'm like, oh, I have 3 times as much.
I forget too because
because you look at me and you're used to what you see.
yeah, I'm not. But then when I see people that I don't know covered in tattoos, I'm like, oh, that looks fucking cool.
Mm-hmm. And
I wish I had friends that look like that. Oh wait,
Yeah, because I'm fucking covered. It's weird.
I just opened another beer, dude. So cheers.
Cheers. I'm a pee again.
Music.
So my second concussion.
We're back to concussions. Okay, yeah, we went on a long tangent and rabbit holes. That's we're like experienced now. A month in, we're experienced podcasters. But I started with concussions. We went through freaking death to an awesome trip to a dog dying, and now we're back to concussions.
All right.
Okay, here we go. Second concussion.
So I have 2 more. I don't know which one happened first.
It's crazy. Like, didn't you say 3 of these happened within a couple months?
Yes, because they were all my
You definitely had brain damage.
senior year. Fuck, I don't remember. Junior or senior year.
That's why you don't remember, dude. You hit your head 3 times.
I know.
That's why.
All right, so the next one, because the third one I'll leave for the best one, was I remember. I know it was nice out, so I don't know if it was summer break. I was still in school though, so it must have just been a weekend. I woke up to a weird thumping on my window, and I lived in the basement.
Yeah, you lived in the basement,
so
and it was just like that storm window.
like one you could crawl out of
Yeah.
in case of a fire. Well, I opened the window and there was like a tiny bunny in that fell.
Oh, that fell in the that
yeah,
trap.
and it was trying to just like escape, so it kept like hitting the window. It's like, oh, fuck. And so I went upstairs. I know my sister was living at home at the time, so we went outside and tried to get the bunny out. And I think I did. I like crawled down, got it out,
Yeah.
whatever. I'd probably like use a bag or something, and I got it out. And then fuck, I honestly barely remember the day because this leads to my head getting hit really fucking hard.
I'm very curious. Like, I think I do remember this story, but I'm very curious. Like, what happens?
Yeah, so the top of the window, whatever, I you had to lift up to get down there.
Yeah.
At one point, I was like looking down the hole, and the topper for the window started to come back down.
And it's like a metal.
It was fucking heavy. Like,
And you weren't in the hole. You were just hovering over.
I had to have been hovering over it because, yeah. And then
Yikes.
just bang the top of my head, and
Oh my
I
God.
collapsed. I didn't fall into the hole or anything, but like, I got fucked up. And my sister was there, and I remember her being like, trying to like take care of me, like, hey, sit up. And I was just pissed at her. Like, I was so.
You got angry?
Because my mind was scrambled. Like, I was so fucking mad at her.
Did it hit you in the back of the head, like the soft spot?
Like, right on top. Yes.
Oh
like,
my God. And,
yeah,
and
like,
that just dropped
right
you.
in the calic.
And
Yeah.
that probably gave you a little bit of whiplash too.
Probably, yeah. And I remember that cut open my arm because
Jesus.
it like hit me, and then like probably I must have like sat straight.
Well, when you also
What-
dropped
however
in,
I fucking
you dropped
fell.
and it fell on you, you know?
I don't even fucking remember. But I
Jeez.
know at one point like a latch cut my arm. I know we got the bunny out, but that I just remember being angry at her. Like I was just so like just mad about like I was just so annoyed. It's like if you
'cause-
it's like if you woke me up suddenly, and I would just be fucking pissed.
I kind of get what you're saying. You were just annoyed because you're like, let's fucking helping this bunny, and then I get hit in the head by the.
I don't even think it was that. I think it was just I was so frustrated.
Scrambled.
Yeah.
Because you got hit hard.
Yeah, because I know when my mom got a concussion, she was a child, and she like tripped over her handlebars while riding a bike and hit her head
Oh
hard.
shit! I've done
And,
that a few times.
When people were helping her, she said she was just swearing a bunch, and like she was like a
I think
child.
you're just short
it's
circuit.
something, yeah, like something just connects weirdly, and you just get so whatever it is. It's just that's all you are. Yeah, and that's all I remember because that one was the worst of the head injuries I got.
Yeah, that's scary, man.
Yeah, because it was a heavy fucking door that just
Jesus.
came down
Yeah,
on top of me
all of a
and
sudden.
just knocked me. Yeah.
Oh my God.
And then the last one, this is a longer story. It took place in study hall.
In study hall.
Yes, in the big auditorium study hall, but there's too many kids in that study hall. And because I'm at the end of the alphabet, not as much as you, but they had to list like 3, what do kids sit in? Desks.
What do kids sit in?
I told you I've been concussed a lot.
Yeah, we can tell.
Yeah, there was 3 desks in the very front center, like right across from where the teacher sits.
Okay.
And I was in the third of those 3.
So you were front row,
Yes.
which sucks.
Yeah.
Because I
and-
used to be on my phone all the time during study hall.
Right,
And
yeah.
you're not supposed to be. I'd also listen to music, and I don't think you're supposed to do that either.
Do you remember when you weren't allowed to chew gum in school? Like they would tell you to spit it out.
That's fucked up.
That's weird.
I remember like doing that for like drama and stuff. Like when I would go on like
Oh,
Mrs.
sure.
Crawford, or not Mrs. Crawford, Mrs. Hanson.
Yes.
But the weird thing about Mrs. Hanson is, anytime you had gum, she'd say spit it out, and then she'd put her hand out, and you would spit your gum into her hand.
When there's a trash can within 10 feet at all times.
No joke.
Yeah.
I spit my gum into her hand. She was a weirdo, and we rock climb with her son now.
Yeah, shout out to you.
That's the weird part. But go on.
Okay, so yeah, I was front row of study hall, and the teacher was mad at the classroom before this, but at one point a paper airplane flew down, and he was like, "All right, who threw that?" And he was super mad, and no one said anything. He's
Yeah.
like, "All right, I'll hold the entire class here until someone admits to it."
Oh,
And-
so like even if the bell rings, you got to stay.
yeah, which is just dumb because then he just has to write 40 permission. No, probably way more than that permission slips for us to be late for our next class.
And also, what would happen if you just got up and left?
right, he wouldn't do shit because also I'm front row, so obviously I didn't throw the paper airplane.
Yeah, but like,
No, I know who
Yeah.
threw it, and it's
tattle on him.
Chaz Johnson.
Oh, busted. Going after the J's.
He threw the paper airplane.
Middle of the alphabet. Makes sense. He's covered.
Yeah, he was probably like second row.
Yeah, right in the middle. Right
Yeah.
in the pack.
Yeah, I knew he threw it. I don't know how I knew that. And then, he's yelling at the class and he threatens to like hold everyone past. And then one guy goes, "That's fucking bullshit."
Whoa, a kid snaps back.
Swore twice at the class. So all of us were like,
Whoa.
"What the fuck did you just do?" Because it was just unheard of. And he's like, "What was that?" And then this guy's like, "You can't fucking do that." And then
What?
Then he trots down. Yeah, this kid who I've known since elementary school, obviously unhinged.
Yeah.
I was like close friends with him at one point in elementary school.
Glad you dodged that bullet.
I fucking didn't. You'll find this out.
Oh, wow. Okay. I think I know where this story's
Yeah.
going.
And he's like, "You fucking like every swear word at this teacher." And he's just like swearing at him, and he walks straight up to him, and we're all like, "What the fuck are you doing?" Well, actually, none of us are even thinking.
Yeah, you're just like in shock. You're like,
Yeah.
what is happening?
And Yeah, so he gets up in his face, and I remember he grabs his folder, the teacher's folder off the desk, just whips it at the teacher, and then at this point, he's just, like, the switch is flipped, so he's grabbing everything he can and throwing at this teacher, including the recycling bin, full of paper, he's just chucking at it, and at one point, he grabs the projector, which is on the front desk.
Heavy as fuck.
He doesn't throw it at the teacher, he just whips it behind him, which, if so facto, is right where I'm fucking
which is
sitting.
your desk, because you're front row.
And this giant fucking projector, like full, like it's solid metal, whips me in the face.
Oh my God, just bam.
Like, I know it goes so hard, it hits me so hard, the girl behind me stopped it. So it went through me. I am a 80-pound
you were
little
tiny
piece
kid.
of shit. Yeah.
Holy shit. I mean, not really a piece of shit, because there was other, he's a
Yeah,
piece of shit.
No, I'm just this tiny little fucking teenager. And it whips me in the head. I remember it flew through me so hard, I had a cut on my shoulder where my pencil hit me.
Holy shit.
Like, it collapsed me in. I remember,
and that thing's fucking...
Yeah, because I had a drag mark on my shoulder, and it was like graphite.
Oh my
Like
God.
a cut by graphite. And because it hit the girl behind me, or like she like stopped it, I remember, because he apologized to her in text later.
In text?
Yeah, like it got back to her. I remember him saying he was sorry about it hitting her, but it went through me.
But he didn't apologize to you?
No, and then the next thing I remember, he grabs a teacher and throws him to the side.
He threw the teacher.
Probably a 60-year-old man.
Oh, I know who you're talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah, yikes, dude.
Yeah, and he's still a fucking teacher somehow. But he like throws him to the side. I remember the teacher hit my desk on the way down, and then he used it to get back up. I vaguely remember like, "Are you okay?" And like just because
because you're on the teacher's side.
Well, that's all the fuck I could say.
Yeah, because you also got hit in the head with a fucking projector.
Yeah, because I remember by the time he grabbed the teacher, people were like, "Braden, stopped." That's his name, Braden. And
well, he's probably not doing well, so who cares?
oh, I assume not. I know he's a dad, but yeah. And
Not
then
surprised.
and then Braden just sprinted out of the classroom, never to be seen again in that school.
Oh, he just left.
Are you gonna fucking stick around after you assaulted a
and then
teacher?
probably got expelled.
Probably got arrested.
Yeah, because that's assault.
Yeah.
For sure.
And then I remember,
Yikes, dude.
I was the kid that had to go to the principal office and say what happened.
And you're in the middle of...
I'm fucking
You're foggy
dazed. I'm surprised I remember as much as I did, because I remember later on, one of my buddies who was in my German class, his name was Reed. He's fucking awesome.
Oh, I know him, yeah.
Yeah, no, that's one person I wish I would have stayed connected to, because he was so fucking funny.
Facebook.
But he was like, he pulled up a list of like concussion things, and he started asking me questions.
And you were like, yes.
Well, no, he was like, hey, what's today? And like, and then like, he like asked questions, and like, I couldn't answer them properly, because I remember I forgot a lot of people's names that day, and both of us got kicked out of class because he was like, hey, because he was like, you don't look so good. And word had gotten around school, because I remember watching people tell other people, and they turned to me like, Jacob, are you okay?
And you're just...
What? Because
you're just standing in the middle of the hallway, just sucking your thumb.
Because for some fucking reason, I stayed at school that day.
Well, what else? That's what you do.
I could have gone home.
Yeah, but like what?
Because I had I remember them calling my parents, and my mom was like, "What?" That's
what
such
happened?
an absurd.
It is a crazy
reaction.
thing to happen.
No, because I remember when I was in the principal's office, and they were like, "Hey, what happened?" I was like, I remember him swearing at the teacher, and they're like, "What did he say?" I'm like, "Well, he said the," and they're like, "Just tell us what he said." I was like, "They're like, fuck you, you piece of," and I got super loud because I started zoning out.
And you were like trying to envision and become him.
Well, I was just like, this is what happened. This is all I can fucking remember. God, and I remember the thing that pissed me the most off is the next week people were like, oh, if I was in that fucking study hall, I would have grabbed him. I'm like, no, you didn't.
No, dude,
you're in such awe of the moment.
That's the weird part is everyone was like, oh, if I was in that scenario, I'd do this.
Like,
but
nah.
If you are in that scenario, you kind of just freeze. It's
like
you go, what the fuck is happening?
It's like Mark Wahlberg on 9/11.
What did he do on 9/11?
He was supposed to be on that plane, and then later on he was like, dude, if I was on that plane, I could tell you wouldn't have gone like that.
He really said that?
All right.
Dude,
Mark.
We
might have to bleep this. We'll check this after, but
no,
I'm almost positive.
He's a famous person.
I'm almost positive he said that.
I mean,
yeah. It sounds like him.
He's kind of a douchebag, but I do like him.
Oh, no, I love him. He used to be a complete piece of shit.
He's getting better.
Oh, he's way better.
But yeah, that sounds like something he would say.
Yeah.
Dude, that's Dude, I don't know if my memory, because my memory is terrible.
Yes,
I don't
it
know if my
is.
memory is thinking of a different incident or thinking of your incident, but it happened differently.
Okay.
And in my mind, this could be a 100% false.
Okay.
But I'm picturing that same study hall room.
Yes.
But I'm picturing that some kid freaked out and threw a printer, like one of those giant ass printers at the
Okay.
teacher.
He could have.
And
That would have been on the desk too. He threw. I just remember him chucking things, and then also he could have thrown the printer after he threw the projector.
yeah, maybe I'm just picturing like in your head
Yeah,
the story, and in my head I put the printer in there.
there would have been a printer on that table.
Yeah, I can picture.
Well, because
the
what
exact
I
teacher.
remember is him whipping the teacher's folder and then the recycling bin, and then he grabbed the projector.
What's crazy is that escalated so fast.
Well, that was the weird part. He's like, "Fuck you," and we were like,
What?
and then he walked down and attacked the teacher and hit me. And
Dude, his next class, what do you think he was going to?
I'd hope PE to burn some of that off.
No, dude. He was going to
Sociology?
He was going to foods.
Oh, he was just. Oh, he didn't want to be late.
He didn't want to be late because
because
you got to preheat the oven. You know, he's working on his creme brulee. You can't burn that
No,
shit, dude.
no,
I
that's-
guarantee that's where he was going, dude. He had a plan. He's like, this is my day. And then I have the next.
Yeah.
He was pissed off, dude.
He didn't want to be late.
He didn't want to be late.
All because a kid threw a paper airplane. That kid probably went to jail.
Yeah, do you think the guy who threw the airplane, Johnson? I think, yeah, right.
Yeah,
that's his
that's the
last name.
last name.
The guy who threw the paper airplane. Do you think he ever thinks about that incident going like, I started that?
Oh, he must. But like this kid, I bet he thinks it's funny.
But also the kid that did this was probably a psychopath.
Who threw it, or the
No,
airplane, or
the one who attacked the teacher, dude.
Oh, yes,
definitely
he
a
definitely
psychopath, dude.
just chain smoking cigarettes? All started with an airplane.
Dude, yeah, he still thinks about like he
Yeah.
blames his terrible life on that one incident where he snapped, which I get, dude. Sometimes you gotta snap, but not like
To
that.
that extent.
But not like that.
Yeah.
But not like that. Okay, that's fucking nuts. Getting hit in the head by a projector
It fucking blew through me.
in high school,
Yeah.
80 pounds. That probably thing weighed 20 pounds less than you, dude. That thing was basically the size of you. But that doesn't really tie into what I want to talk about, but it kind of does because my concussion story.
Oh, wait. Did you not tell yours?
I haven't told mine yet.
I thought we told yours in the middle.
No.
Oh, shit.
You've been going in the middle. We talked about death.
How did we get on that?
We're just good at talking.
Wait, does it revolve your great grandpa?
Yeah.
Oh fuck, we jumped over that.
We didn't stomp over it. We talked about it for a
No,
while.
we jumped over the concussion.
Yeah. Okay. But here's what I want to talk about is
Okay.
so I didn't do a lot of like crazy stuff where I hit my head a lot.
Sure.
Probably I did, but it wasn't
I
major.
did.
But this one was super major, and I remember it very well. I was very young, elementary school,
Okay.
maybe sixth grade, maybe fifth grade, fifth or sixth grade,
Okay.
and I was visiting my dad, and my siblings on that side were way younger than me. I mean, on both sides they are, but my little sister on that side was way into ice skating,
Okay.
and so we went ice skating for fun, and that was a thing we would do a lot when I would go visit.
Were you any good?
So I got to a point where I was really good and I
Okay.
was really fast and I had this confidence and I would just whip, go do the circles
Yeah.
because it's like roller skating. You just do laps.
It's an oval, yeah.
But I would go so fast in ice skating. You're on a freaking blade.
You're on two knives.
Yeah, 2 knives, but I would go really fast.
Because I've only been once, and I remember it ended with me cutting my leg with one of my bladed
Oh my
feet.
god! See, that's terrifying.
Yeah.
And I also pictured the scene in what's that movie where he takes the pill and he accesses 100% of his brain?
Oh, I thought you were gonna go Happy Gilmore where he tries to stab somebody with it.
No, but the movie where he accesses 100% of the brain. I love that movie.
With Bradley Cooper.
With Bradley Cooper. There's a scene where
Limitless.
There's a scene where he's getting chased and he whips that guy around on
haven't
the ice skating and it cuts the guys that's chasing him. That's a cool scene.
They go ice skating in the middle
No,
of it?
he's getting chased
Oh,
by
and he
like a
runs.
mob guy and he runs through people ice skating and then picks someone up and whips him and cuts the guy with the guy's skates.
God, ruined that guy's life. The ice skater. And he has
Yeah.
to live with that the rest
Yeah,
of his life.
it's a great movie. It's a great movie. But going back to
sure it
me ice skating as a little kid. So I was going really fast. I was confident. And I don't know what exactly happened, but I like lost my balance
Okay.
and I like slipped,
Yeah.
like while I'm skating going fast, and I fall backwards
Just-
and I literally whip my head on the ice, which fucking
Yeah, that's
hurts.
solid. Yeah.
And I remember just like laying there for a long time. Like I was like just blinking a lot.
Uh-huh.
Like maybe there was like twinkles.
Sure.
And then I did not go to the doctor.
I never went to the doctor
No.
for any of mine.
But this is how I know it was a concussion, is I literally had a headache for months
Fuck.
following. No joke, 4 months. It would not, a nonstop headache.
I mean, like, yeah, whipping your head on ice. That makes sense.
And I was going fast, so it was like it fucking hurt, dude.
Yeah. So that's probably worse than any head injury I got.
Yeah, because, dude, if you have a headache for months, something's wrong.
Yeah.
And I'm surprised, like, because I think when you have a concussion, they're like, don't let them go to bed. And I went to bed that night.
Yeah.
What if I didn't wake up? Like, I mean, I'm allowed to laugh because I'm alive, okay?
What if you didn't wake up? This is all just a fucked up dream of yours.
In my dream, I started a podcast? That's pretty fucking lame.
Yeah, because at that point, you would have come up with the idea of a podcast.
Whoa, yeah.
In a way, you're a genius.
Do podcasts exist?
Back then?
Maybe like 1 or 2, but
I
nobody
doubt
listened to it. YouTube existed. Barely.
Barely.
And I'm doing that. Wow. Am I?
God?
Am I God? No, am I in my head? Am I dreaming?
Maybe. Do you ever think about that? Because you've had dreams that feel like real life.
Oh, dude, I have a lot of fucked up dreams lately.
Yeah.
What do you mean? Like, do I ever think that this is like a simulation or like a...
I mean, it revolves around the idea that you have no proof that I have a thought process.
You were telling me about that. There's like a theory where no one else exists.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I don't remember the exact name, but
Me
like
neither.
people are just there to make you feel better about yourself.
Yeah.
Which is so weird because there's no way to prove that.
There are people who murdered other people because they thought they were in the Matrix. Which, if you ever if you ever think you're in the Matrix, like the idea of the Matrix, if you ever consider it, that instantly means you're it. You're why it's revolving around you. And there's like a few people who killed other people, and now they're just in prison for the rest of their life. They thought they were like, oh, nothing matters. Let me test that nothing matters.
But they're probably in jail going,
fuck,
this isn't real. I'm going to wake up one day. I'm going to wake up one day and get out of here.
Or they're like, I guess it's fucking real, and I ruined the rest of my life.
Yeah, but they were probably pretty fucked up.
Oh,
I guess
for
they
sure,
weren't.
yeah.
I bet they weren't living.
No, I'm sure they would have killed somebody for any reason they could have come up with.
It is weird thinking that, like, because you can say shit to people that are strangers and it doesn't matter.
No, because, I mean, we focus so little on other people that aren't a part of our lives.
That is weird, dude. Well, maybe I have had a concussion.
You have.
Because it's
we
like,
discussed that.
because it's like, whoa, dude. The world is mind blowing.
But if it turns out it was all a dream, I'm glad you dreamt of Moist Monday.
Me too. Cheers, dude.
Yeah.
Happy Moist Monday. Happy launch day.
Happy launch day,
Happy
everybody.
launch day, everyone.
Hope you're still listening. until this
I'm
point.
glad you guys are here and listening. And if you guys haven't, send us an email. Please.
Tell us what we're doing wrong, because I'm sure there's a list of it and we want to be better for all of you.
So since we launched, I'm still like learning like how shit works. But if you're listening to us on YouTube, please subscribe. Please leave a comment. Please like the video. If you're listening to us on the podcast apps, please rate us. I realize you can rate on Spotify today.
Yeah, me too.
Give us a freaking 5-star review.
I attempted one, and it's like, we'll give you 5 stars when you earn it.
That's what it said. Yeah. But I tried giving us 5 stars. So please rate us. If you're listening to us on other stuff that I don't use, rate us. Comment. I have a thing that keeps track of all the analytics. I don't know. But please and thank you.
And tell us to anyone you think will love it or hate it. And
maybe send
ruin their lives.
Maybe send this to people that you fucking hate and be like, hey, this podcast makes me think of you.
But be like, yeah, that last 10 minutes, so they have to listen to all of it for context.
They'll just skip forward. You know they'll skip forward.
Yeah, but they need context.
Yeah, because then it'll just jump in and be like, we live in the Matrix. But they send it to the Matrix guy. And he's like, I knew it! I knew it! And then he snaps.
Yeah.
So if we ruined your life, Matrix guy,
You're welcome.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
And you're listening to the Moist Monday podcast. Make sure you follow us on Instagram. Like us on TikTok. I don't know. Follow, subscribe.
I don't know.
I don't know.
It's all at Moist Monday Podcast.
Yeah, Moist Monday Podcast. Send us an email at moistmondaypodcast@gmail.com. And also, keep it moist out there.
Yeah.
We love you.
Moisten it up. We
Cheers.
love you, and I love you, buddy.
Love you too. Crystal.
Well, and remember, you do this a lot.
I do? I hit this?
Yeah, you hit that a lot.
I guess I don't realize it. when I'm like excited?
Yeah, I don't fucking know.
I don't even know. I don't even remember ever doing that.